James Ernest of the Grueling Truth Radio Network here with Spenser O'Brien, professional snowboarder and Olympic hopeful for 2018. Spenser, tell us what you've been up to.
Hi, thanks for having me on the show. I have just been finishing up my competition season and kind of getting into some spring riding, which for us is a little bit more fun, less pressure. You just get to ride in the sunny weather and get a chance to kind of try new tricks and progress our riding. So it's been pretty fun, and just have a couple more weeks of that, and then I'll get some downtime.
Excellent. Sounds like a plan, because I was going to say, I can imagine with the Olympics coming up, it's going to be a long year for you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so crazy how quickly it came back around. You think 4 years is forever, but it really sneaks up on you. So yeah, coming in, well, I'll take like a probably pretty nice little vacation this spring, and then it's just kind of go time from there. So get a bit of rest and then get back to work.
So for the fans that aren't snowboarding experts, what's Slopestyle?
It's called Slopestyle. So Slopestyle is kind of one of the bigger freestyle disciplines. It got added to the Olympics for Sochi, which was in 2014. And then this year for 2018, they've also included Big Air. So those are my two disciplines that I do. If anyone's ever gone skiing or snowboarding, most resorts have what they call a terrain park. Mm-hmm. And slopestyle is essentially riding through the terrain park. So there'll be a series of jumps and rails, and the athlete goes by themselves, and we're judged by a panel of people. And we're judged on amplitude, technical skill, landings, execution, style, and yeah, you just have to kind of put your best run together and hope it's better than everybody else's.
Oh man, I was going to say, with a name like that, I had all these jokes that I looked up. I was going to ask you what your favorite food was, blank Joe's, and that kind of thing. Now it's for now. Oh, I was going to ask you if you were an Oscar or a Felix from The Odd Couple. Shoot. Letting the facts, it's all good. Letting the facts ruin a perfectly good riff. So, what other events? So you said you do the Big Air as well?
Yeah, Slopestyle and Big Air.
So obviously there's probably a big difference in the two of them, where one is more, technical, and the other one's more power-based, I would guess?
Yeah, so Big Air it's one jump. And it's on a jump that's similar to what you would see in a slopestyle. Sometimes they're a little bit bigger. Sometimes they build them actually in the city, so they'll be built up on scaffolding. That's always really, really different and pretty cool. But yeah, and we do like the same tricks basically. But Big Air is, you kind of can be a bit more of a specialist with Big Air. You can just have two big tricks that you do just for that contest. Whereas slopestyle, you have to put together an entire run, and you have to have a lot more variety in your riding.
Okay, that makes more sense now. So like the Big Air would be like a slam dunk contest where you do that one big move, where the other one is more like a gymnastic routine where you do a wide variety of, kind of makes it all got to flow together, or like the ice skating in the Winter Olympics, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess if you compare it to like kind of how vault is in gymnastics, it's like one big trick. Exactly. Whereas a floor routine, you have to do multiple tricks. So it's kind of like that. Slopestyle would kind of be like the floor routine, and Big Air would kind of be like the vault.
What sports did you grow up playing?
I was a super active kid. I kind of played everything. Snowboarding and skiing was kind of just something we did as a family. So do that every weekend with my sisters and my dad and my mom. And but yeah, I grew up playing a lot of softball, basketball, volleyball, track and field hockey, soccer. I danced. I kind of just always wanted to be moving. So whatever my parents would let me sign up for, I kind of jumped at the chance.
Nice. So it sounds like you were quite active growing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved it. It was all about it.
Excellent. So when did you switch from the skiing to the snowboarding?
I learned how to ski when I was 3 years old. And then when I was 11, me and both my older sisters were given the choice to either get a pair of brace skis and start racing or try snowboarding. And both my sisters tried snowboarding, so I naturally wanted to be just like them.
What's the impact the X Games have had on sports in general, you feel?
I think the X Games has been such a big thing for action sports. It's kind of been like the cornerstone of connecting our cultures and our sport with like the mainstream. I mean, that's what I grew up watching as a kid, was watching my heroes compete at X Games, and that was like always the dream. Was, but even before the Olympics, because Slopestyle wasn't in the Olympics till 2014, so I dreamed of going to the X Games. So it was really cool, I think, as a kid to have that, and like have some like this event where I could see my favorite riders ride and just kind of aspire to get there. But as an event as a whole, it's so great. It's super fun, great atmosphere, kind of combines like the best of action sports and all in one place.
So how does it feel to win an X Games medal?
It feels pretty good. I won my first X Games medal when I was 19, and then just won my first gold in 2016. It took me 10 years, but I did it. And it was really special. I was getting to a point where I kind of thought I was going to win everything but an X Games gold. So it was pretty validating to finally get that one under my belt.
When did you feel that you had made it as a professional snowboarder?
I think I kind of felt like I had made it, I guess it would have been in 2009. I'd had a few good contest results leading up to that, but had a couple rocky years where I wasn't landing on the podium as much. And then in 2009, I feel like I kind of just got to a place that was like that elite level with my riding, and just started to be more consistent and perform more consistently. And that was kind of when I got my first energy drink sponsor. I got promoted up with my snowboard sponsor. And things kind of really took off for me during that season.
So was that the Rookie of the Year season, or was that the year afterwards?
That would have been the Rookie of the Year. Like right after I won Rookie of the Year at for Transworld, I then won the overall for Dew Tour that following season. So it would have been that season for me.
Nice. So what's your best trick?
My best trick is probably between a backside 9 and a switchback 7. But just people don't have no idea what I'm talking about when I do that. We have 4 directions of spinning and snowboarding: frontside, backside, switch backside, and cab. So everyone has a dominant way. For me, I'm regular. So backside for me is spinning to my right, with my left leg leading. And then a 900 is 2.5 full rotations. And a switchback 7 will be, I'll be riding my non-dominant way and spinning to the left, and that will be 2 full rotations.
Thank you for explaining that, because I Googled it and Wikipedia'd it, and I had like the glossary of terms and stuff, and I'm going through the terms, and I'm like, some of the terms like it felt like they could be used multiple ways. So I could be a double front, or I could be a back front, and I'm like, fudge. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
It's pretty confusing. But I think if you like sit down and watch like a Slopestyle contest, you'll like start to get the hang of it pretty quickly.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely like I feel like sometimes when I'm talking about snowboarding, I feel like I'm speaking a different language.
Yeah, because it felt like that. Yeah, because I was like, like you said, the right and all, and if you go with the other stance, it's the other way around and all. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, and even for me, like watching like the men, especially because they do such technical tricks and they spin so fast. If I don't know a rider well and I don't know what direction they naturally ride, I'll be like, I have no idea if that was like switch or regular. I know we span around a certain amount of times, but I don't know like what direction it would be. So even for me, it can be hard.
So tell us a little bit about the 2014 Olympics, and obviously that was rough for you, I can imagine.
Yeah, 2014 was tough. I had a really tough time leading into the games. I was injured. I ended up being diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis right before the games. So it was, I don't know, as an athlete, you kind of develop this plan, and you surround yourself with a team of people that are going to help you get to the games and then ultimately win a medal. And, the seasons prior to that, I was definitely some of the best years of my career, and yeah, it was definitely a medal favorite going into Sochi, and everything that we put in place, the whole plan, it totally got blown up, kind of by my health and just by the circumstances around it. I got diagnosed like November 25th before the Olympics, so like literally like a week before I was supposed to go back into competition. And it obviously takes quite a while to find the right medication and, to get something like that under control. So it was a really stressful time for me, and just to be able to get to the games and to be able to ride there was a big accomplishment at that time. But being as competitive as I am and knowing where I was in the talent pool at that time, it was a really, really disappointing finish. I felt like I definitely could have been on the podium that day, and it just kind of didn't come together for me. So that was a really, really tough, but definitely looking forward to going back in 2018 and trying again.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of people were very impressed by how you didn't use that as an excuse. You just took it in stride and just kept, just doing the best that you could do.
Yeah, I think as athletes, we become pretty good at, I kind of viewed my arthritis more as almost as an injury. It was just something I had to push past, and I really had to look at it that way just to be able to get through those next couple of months. And when I was at the games, it wasn't even. I tried to not even let it be a factor for how I rode, and in the end, it wasn't. My doctors were amazing, and they got me on good medication, and I was able to ride there pain-free. And it was kind of crazy that after everything that happened and the circumstances, that it really ended up just being a bit of an off day for me, and that happens all the time in snowboarding. And it's just really hard when it happens at the Olympic Games, because that's the day. It's 30 seconds that you work 4 years for.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So your thoughts on the expanding role of women in sports?
Yeah, I'm super passionate about that. Just about keeping girls in any sport, and not even necessarily snowboarding. Of course, I'm really, really passionate about women snowboarding, but just sport has had such an amazing effect on my life, and I feel like it's really shaped the person I've become and given me so many great life lessons. I just think it's so important for kids to be active at a young age and to learn, teamwork and leadership skills and all those great things that sport can teach you, especially nowadays when, there's so much, we spend so much time on our phones and on our computers and watching television and playing video games. So I think it's super important to promote that for the future generations, because it's given so much to me that I just want to be able to share that with other people.
What was the View event about? I read a little bit into it. It was 8 or 7 athletes at that.
Yeah, so last year I got the opportunity with one of my sponsors, Whistler Blackcomb, and with the help of the Canadian Snowboard team to basically host 8 female snowboarders in Whistler on a private jump. And I just really wanted to use that opportunity to give these girls a chance just to progress their riding. A lot of times, I feel like a lot of, for me personally in my career, there were so many times that I got to go to these amazing photo shoots and I'd be the only girl. And there'd be all these amazing male riders, but I'd be the only girl, and I'd get this incredible opportunity to push myself and push my riding on a beautiful private jump, sled lap, sunny, all the things you look for as a rider, to be able to try that new trick that you've been scared of, or, just push yourself. But then I was it's one girl gets that opportunity. So I just wanted to offer that opportunity to girls that I really believe in the sport, and I believe the future is going to be with them. And yeah, it ended up happening, and the girls all came out to Whistler, and they absolutely destroyed it. I ended up not being able to ride, which was really hard. I got a concussion on that jump riding with the team the week before, so I wasn't able to ride with them that week. But yeah, there was Claudia Medlova did the first ever frontside double 1080 by a woman. My friend Ennie did one of the first cab 1080s. It was just this incredible atmosphere of the girls working together and pushing each other super hard to better the entire sport, not just individually. So it was really special, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually doing it again in a couple of weeks out in Sunshine Village, Alberta.
Excellent, yeah, because that was my next question. If you had any other events like that planned for the future, because that definitely sounds like a way to progress, women's sports and definitely the sport of snowboarding.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's just super fun. It's like such a fun way for us to end the season. Is all together. We all stay in the same house, and we just have like a really fun week together without the pressure of competition or sponsors. It's really just for the girls, and if they want to send it, then they can send it, and that usually happens when you put a group of girls like that together. Good things are going to happen. So yeah, I'm pretty excited it came together this year at Sunshine Village. Really happy to have them as a partner this year, and Rockstar is also a big supporter of that, so very thankful to have companies and resorts in snowboarding that want to support a project like this.
So how's the qualifying for the 2018 going? Has that started yet, or is that wait till closer to the event?
It has started, yeah. So the year, like this season that just happened, the year prior to the games, they do what they call quota qualifications. So each nation can send 4 women per discipline to the games. For Slopestyle and Big Air, they're actually combined. If you qualify for Slopestyle, you qualify for Big Air, or open the same spot. They didn't actually allow more athletes to go with the inclusion of Big Air. So basically, you pick a Slopestyle team, and your Slopestyle team will also ride in Big Air. And Team Canada's been doing super well this year. We've opened up 4 men's spots and 3 women's spots so far, pretty much. All this big long math equation kind of, because it's a cumulative point system, and you have to be in the top 30 in the world at the end of January 2017. And right now, yeah, we're looking very good to be opening up 3 female spots, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable with where I'm at, and it's definitely looking really positive for me to qualify for the games.
Well, that's good news. With not being able to do the opening or closing ceremonies at the 2014 games, would you be interested in carrying the flag at either of those ceremonies?
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's one of the biggest honors, I think, for any Olympic athlete is to get to carry your country's flag. So yeah, I would absolutely be pretty excited if Canada chose me. But I'm really looking forward to actually walking in both of those ceremonies this year, or next year, if I qualify, because like you said, I missed both of them in 2014 due to kind of when our event was, and but it's pretty cool with Big Air being included. We're actually going to be at the Olympics for the entire thing, so I think that'll be a pretty cool opportunity to really get to experience South Korea and have a really fun time at the Olympics.
I was going to say, it seems to be one of those sports where the separation between first and second, or for first and last, is not a huge difference. Is that the case?
Yeah, it definitely can be, because we all ride the same course, and we're all judged on the same things, of course, but everyone has a different run and, different style and different way of doing things, so sometimes, you can have the top 5 separated by not even a point, and then other times someone can blow people out of the water and beat someone by 10 points.
Oh wow!
So it just varies. It depends on the course and how everyone's riding, conditions, and also kind of the judges. Some events too. Some of the judging formats are different depending on the event. So yeah, it can kind of really vary, but there's definitely been some really tight scores where you lose by less than a point, and you're like, oh, I just had to held my grab a little longer, or those ones are always pretty bittersweet.
I can imagine that's got to be, with just such a small margin of error there, that's got to be frustrating at times. But then again, it's got to be so rewarding when you're on the good side of it, I would assume. Yeah,
absolutely. Especially, I've seen the sport grow so much over the years, and when I was first starting to get on the podiums, you could kind of get away with a lot more mistakes than you're on. Mm-hmm. And now it's really become, you really have to be perfect, and you can't put your hand on the snow, you can't make a little bobble, you just really can't get away with that stuff anymore because the level is so high, and all the girls are riding so well. So yeah, you really have to be on point and be pretty much perfect if you want to be on that podium.
With you being the present or the current tops in the snowboarding, who would you say would be the future?
It's been a really exciting year for women's snowboarding. There's been this huge insurgence of new women and young girls coming up, and I think definitely Haley Langland is really at the forefront, as well as Anna Gasser. Haley's an American rider. She's only 16 years old, and she did the first ever cab double 1080 at X Games this year. So like the first time she'd ever landed it was in competition, and she went from like 6th to 1st, like in the last 30 seconds of the event. It was very exciting to watch. And just, she has such a bright future ahead of her and is really going to take women's snowboarding in an amazing direction. And also Anna Gasser, she's been destroying it this year, just winning pretty much everything, and just really riding with a lot of confidence and a lot of style. So it's pretty cool for me to see these new girls coming up, and yeah, just to imagine like how far they're going to be able to take it.
Excellent. Before you go, and so Crystal doesn't kill me for monopolizing your time, who would you like to thank for your success? You know, family, coaches, sponsors. Who would you like to throw some shout-outs to?
Definitely my dad. I mean, my dad and my sisters, for sure. Like, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have gotten into snowboarding. And my dad's been a really big supporter of my career. And also, obviously, yeah, like my whole family, they've just been so incredible. You know, made a lot of sacrifices so I could be successful at what I do. And then, of course, yeah, all my sponsors, Nike, Rockstar, Mazda, Canadian Snowboard Team, my agent, just like it's so many people. It really does like take a village. You know, I do an individual sport, but my coach taught me there's like so many people. It's insane, but yeah, it takes a village, and I'm very lucky to have incredible people around me that support me and help me achieve my dreams.
So, what is next for you before the Olympics, obviously?
Next is I'm pretty excited for the next couple of weeks here, just to like go do that shoot with the girls and have some fun, and then get a little bit of downtime, and I just want to have a really good off season of training to get really strong before the game. So some rest for sure, but then definitely a lot of hard work coming up.
Excellent. I greatly appreciate your time, Spenser.
Yeah, thank you so much, James. I appreciate it.